The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Good evening and welcome to The Gloves Are Off. I'm Naranisa filling in for Moses Boldu, and we'll kind of get started, introduce my lovely guests. Of course, you are the co-host of The Gloves Are Off, the lovely Andrew Brethauer, sports reporter with the Lloydminster Source.
What do you want?
Because I'm being nice to you.
I like to say I'm on vacation and I'm here. Moses is on vacation and he abandoned his people. So just saying,
you
Moses,
are one for the people, though, Andrew.
I am.
We already knew that.
I am.
All right, and of course, our guest for today, Graham Murray. You are the head coach for the Extreme Lacrosse, Lloydminster Extreme Lacrosse, I should say. And quite the season you guys are having so far, 4-0.
Yeah, good start so far. Hopefully we keep it rolling this weekend.
Yeah, so you guys do have an away game this weekend in Sherwood Park, correct?
In Sherwood Park, yes.
Yeah. Before then, you guys are a little off, but you will be playing at home in a couple of weeks.
The 14th of May, we start at home at the Russ Robertson. So 1 o'clock, see you there.
Perfect, a little kind of getting that out of the way. Okay, so let's get right to it. And no, I did not purposely wear this blue for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but yes, their lucky Leafs lottery win, and this is huge for them. They get to pick first overall, of course, at the NHL Draft that just took place. And the big question would be Austin Matthews. Is it Patrick Laine? Like, who are they going to take? I think they're going with Austin Matthews. But first and foremost, let's just get out of this. How important was this for the Leafs to win this?
It's probably one of the most important things that's happened in how many years have they won the Cup? 47?
Since 67.
Whatever it's been. It's probably is the most important. They need a cornerstone player to build around. They need that marketing tool, and they haven't really had that. Their draft picks have been terrible.
Other than Nylander, I'd say Nylander's going to be big for them once he comes up too. And then I don't know, Pat, the guy from the London Knights there, he's not a bad player either. Mitch Marner. Hopefully he comes into him, and the free agency here, maybe they get the homeboy Stamkos comes back, but who knows?
It changes everything because it just accelerates what they want to do. Now you have Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, Nylander. Like, you have a massive now core of young guys, which 2 years ago you didn't have, and they were trying to still play with the veterans and rough guys like the Berkey style, but that didn't work. Now you have this whole young movement, and things look bright in Toronto, which is funny to say.
Is it safe to say that Austin Matthews will go first overall?
I don't know. I think the Laning kid, the kid from Finland, I think he's really good too. So it's a tough pick, and you never know who's going to be a bust and who's not going to be, but I guess that's up to the Leafs now, Shanny and the boys.
I think it's a no-brainer for Austin, just because they need first line. They need his first line centerman, and he's that type of player. You can get, and I'm not downplaying what the Finn can do, but you don't need another winger. You need that down the middle centerman, and especially in the Eastern Conference, you have a good down the middle centerman. You can wipe through that whole entire conference. That's a perfect starting stone for them.
And you mentioned Steven Stamkos, and of course, every Leafs fan thinks Stamkos is going to sign with them during the off season. Do you think that maybe potentially that they're going to use this number 1 pick to try and entice him to come?
I think he's coming no matter what. I don't think it even matters who the free agent or they drafted anyways. I thought Stammer was going there no matter what.
Number 2 center, that'd be awesome. Just put Stammer behind Matthews.
Yes. But then it's interesting, though, because, of course, I think the big winner from that NHL draft is the Winnipeg Jets. They managed to move up to a 2nd spot, so they're probably the clear winners for that one.
How's it feel as an Oilers fan?
I know, and so the Edmonton Oilers dropped to 4, which is, all Oiler fans were like, wait, what just happened there? Do you feel that maybe of all draft years over the last 5 years that maybe potentially this would be, because it's unfortunate to miss out on those top 3. Those are top 3 players that are slated to go 1, 2, and 3 are great players, but maybe potentially this isn't so bad because, hey, Connor McDavid last year.
Well, Neil Yakupov before that, everybody's kind of a different situation, right? Like, you pick somebody up, later rounds and they develop into this fabulous player. Pavel Datsyuk was a 6th-round draft pick. It's finding those diamonds in the rough. That's, I think, is the best part about the draft.
And it's an extremely deep draft as it is. Like, even 4, 5, 10 are all still good players. And it's actually, in a sense, probably the best thing that Edmonton didn't get a top 3, because then you have to pick one of those 3. You can't pass up on Austin Matthews or like the other 2 Finns. Like, how do you pass up on one of them? And then here you're in the same boat again, picking high caliber prospect forwards and trying to win with that. Now at 4, you can take a defenseman, you can take a forward, or you can trade it. You have more options than you ever had before.
So I think the big thing would be the trade, because they all have left-handed defensemen in that draft in the first little thing, and you need the right-handed shot for the Oilers. That's where they're desperate. Okay, let's move to the next one. And of course, this is the rant heard around the sports world that a lot of people are talking about. We actually do have a sound up, Dan Boyle going off during the player exit interviews. Let's take a look.
I want you out of here. Nobody likes you. Nobody respects you. Just so you know, or at least I'm leaving here with the respect of my teammates. Instead of somebody like you that tries to bury somebody. That's all you do.
Yes, Dan Boyle sounding off against Larry Brooks of the New York Post. And, this is not the first time Larry Brooks and a player or a coach have got into a war of words. Of course, the most popular one would be John Tortorella. He did not like Brooksy at all. When you look at something like this, does Dan Boyle have a reason to go off like that? Do you look at that and think that that's okay, or do you kind of think it's childish behavior?
I'm totally down with him getting on the reporter like that, I imagine that Brooksy guy has probably been writing trash about him for the entire season, trying to put him down, and to read that kind of thing about yourself constantly, and then have this guy show up in your face when the season's over and you just want to go home, and this guy is coming at you still. I would, if I was in his situation, I think I'd do the same thing.
And Andrew,
so
you being a reporter.
Yeah. So you start May 14th? Okay, remember that.
You being a reporter, what would you do if a player was responding kind of like, and we know Larry Brooks, he's been here before. This is not Dan Boyle going off on some newbie reporter or anything like that. But in a situation like that, what would you do?
If I'm Larry Brooks in that situation, I'm Larry Brooks and I know where I am. I'll do what I want. And that's the level he's made himself into that level. He is that caliber of a sports reporter. At this level, though, I don't know. Well, we all know what happened. Probably not a whole lot, and move on with life. But yeah, I don't know. It's Brooksy. Come on, that's his thing.
Nice.
And it's New York.
Yeah.
Let's remember this. It's New York.
And Dan Boyle's probably not going to be back. I think his
no,
contract's
he
up
was
with
terrible.
the Rangers. So it's just his little
truth
swan
hurts.
song, I guess, when it comes with the Rangers and the media over there. All right, so we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Bruce Boudreau and some of the coaches that just got the axe. Stay tuned.